we have volume? I think here. I don't think we have. Oh, wait, I do hear myself. Yeah. Volume over here. I hope. Yep, we do. We do have volume. Not sure what happened to my music, though. Steel Crop Customs. Hello. How are you? How are you today? I don't think the music is playing, is it? I just remove this. Re-add that. Yep. You could be. Oh yeah, you're on the vertical. Yeah, you'll probably want to jump over to the under the horror. Oh, crikey. Do I have two? Let's just minimize that. I think I got two. 1 sec here. No music. Dang it. 1 sec here. I'm gonna just bring up my YouTube studios. Let's just make sure. Is this playing? Oh, it's not playing. Odd. Okay, well at least I'm live, so that's one bonus. And I was gonna go into my YouTube studios and just make sure I didn't blunder somehow. Got that, got that. Let's see. And then I'll fix the music, and then we'll get to what we're actually here to do. The real reason why we're here. Okay, so that's playing. And we have it live on horizontal as well. All right. Let's just make sure audio is fine on horizontal. We should have at least my vocals anyways on vertical. Yeah, that's fine. But we don't have no music. We don't have no music. Let's see if we can fix that. Because we need at least a little bit of music, because this is just not really gameplay. So this is kind of like a run through on the editor. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect. So it'd probably be better to have at least some music playing. Okay, so that's playing. But it's not going through to you guys yet for some reason. That's because we need to add Winamp to the list. Why isn't Winamp in there? Ah, there we go. We should have music going through to you guys now. Or not. Oh my god. Okay, what's that in there? Let's kick that out. We don't need that in there. The track, let's see. Oh, I got that set the microphone. That's the reason why. Okay, we need to set this to... There we go. You guys should have music now. Yeah, refresh on that. Make sure I can hear it coming through as well. Yep, I hear music. Music on there. There we go. Yep, just a slight problem with Melt Studio. I had just my microphone selected and not my mixer. All right. Now, let me just turn on the music for myself, because I can do that with the mixer. I turn it off so I can usually listen to the live streams. All right, we're good. Today we are going to look at World's desktop editor today. This is Meta. So if you don't, everybody knows what Meta is, I assume. They are a large social media company. They make Instagram, they make Facebook, all of that good stuff. I'm not really proficient at this. I'm just looking at it, but I can give you guys at least a bit of a rundown of why I'm mentioning it. As most of you guys know, I like to talk about content creation and all of that jazz, you know, YouTube content creation, different streaming platforms and stuff. What people don't understand or realize is that you can get monetized with a virtual world as well. And Facebook has been doing it for years, since Horizon Worlds was made possible. Most of the tools and the functions to create, you had to have a VR headset, but now you do not need to have a VR headset. Most of the worlds for Horizon Worlds are cross-platform, so you can access it on your phone, you can access it on your computer to access Horizon Worlds. You guys may not know that, but you can. And you don't need special software either. You just use your web browser. With the exception of the phone, you just download the Meta app, and then you have a what do you call it? A Facebook account or a Meta account. You sign in and you can interact with people that are in the virtual world, right? People have been building worlds for quite a while. They do have a program up here. Like it says, we're committing $50 million for creators in Meta Horizon. So join the Meta Horizon Creator Program to earn bonuses, monetize your worlds, get exclusive support, and access a vibrant community of creators. So if you're into building games or something like that, this might be a way for you to sort of get into that. I've never built a game myself, but I'm going to go over this at least, or play with it anyways. It caught my eye at MetaConnect a couple of weeks ago, and I figured I would just go ahead and play with it. I was going to play with it on my own, and then I thought, what the heck, I'm just going to go live and share it, because generally I talk about all sorts of stuff on my live streams when I'm gaming, and sometimes I don't think everybody knows what the heck I'm talking about, so I figure I might as well just go ahead and go live. If you click this link, it will take you to a page. I'm going to show it in a sec here. Let's see if it'll show up, or maybe it won't. There it is. Probably should do it on the other one as well. Is this window all goofy? There we go. Expand that to be enlarged. Click on I have to do this manually for each live stream side. There, I think it's up on vertical now. I gotta move my chat so I can see the chat in case anyone says hello. Where did I put my chat? I think it's right here. Fatal exception error on streamer bot. That's not good. to reload it. Give me a sec. Anyways, you guys can see it while that's loading. So this is what the website is. You can join. What is the Meta Horizon Creator Program? The Meta Horizon Creator Program enables you to turn your creativity and passion into a thriving business. As a member, you'll gain access to exclusive benefits and resources. Let's see here. Yeah, to grow your skills and start earning, including a creator community mentorship, tailored programming, and the $50 million creator fund. The Meta Horizon Creator Program is open to all creators who are 18 years of age or older. There's a success story. You can watch the video. Meet, which is Kawi Creator. Meet Richard Family, a talented team who's building a vibrant kawaii universe in worlds for homeschooling to game development. They're collaborating and creating something truly special. So that would be her. As you can see in the image, this is their world. And there's avatars down there. You can access it, like I said, through a VR headset, through the phone, etc., or desktop PC. Explore the program benefits. Discover opportunities to support and enhance your creator journey. Monetize what you build. Meta Horizon Creator Program members are eligible to earn one-time rewards for hitting early mobile milestones, monthly bonuses that reward you for growing your worlds, revenue from selling digital goods. So you build a digital good in the world and it gets sold and you make money. Huge cash prizes for creator competitions and more. Unlock membership resources, learn essential world building skills, and gain access to community forums, live learning, workshops, Q&A, and build alongs. Community made educational resources, events and competitions, members only promotional opportunities, one-on-one support from mentors, early access to new products. Unleash your talent with our creator competitions. So you compete in Horizon Worlds to best your world versus another creator's world, and you can win prizes that way. They've had that around for quite some time, from the early inception of Horizon Worlds. So they would give you basically a topic, and you'd have to build your world based on that topic. And if you win, right, through votes, you can win a lot of money, essentially cash prizes and stuff like that. So fun stuff. See what creators are saying, so you can click on these links, etc. So I'm just going to share this link with you guys in the chat. So I'm going to bring up my chat again. Crashed. There we go. Should go through to you guys, so you can click that. That'll bring up that website for you guys to view. I'm going to just simply close this out, and we'll just get into playing with it, I guess. I got to close out the browser so it's not on your screen anymore. Is it this one? Yeah, that one. Go back over here. Pick that one. All right. When you install the app, this is what comes up. So you can get started with try the guided walkthrough, start building, explore resources and forums, apply to MHCP, So basically helpful resources and stuff like that. Community dedicated support. That's your support area. What else do we got here? Get started with documentation, tools and reviews, and my worlds. They have tutorials as well. Build your first game, custom UI examples, simple shooting mechanics, spawning and pooling tutorial worlds. I guess you can hit see all. TypeScript multiplayer lobby, NPC examples, so they have NPCs in there. Text as an asset, camera API examples, developing for mobile and web players. So that would be your desktop and mobile people. NPC examples. Let's see. Custom UI one-on-one examples. New user experience tutorial. Economy world tutorials. Script avatar NPC examples. Chop and pop analytics. So you got that. You've got your templates. So you can do Sim Tycoon templates. Chop and pop. Graveyard bash. Rooftop racer, I guess. And then if you need documentation, well, here you go. So you can do scripting. You got your home page there. What it means to be a creator. Introduction to world performance. Generative AI code. Tools, stuff like that. So all sorts of documentation. I have not looked at this, but it's available to you to play around. Anyways, we're going to go back to home. And I guess we'll just try the guided walkthrough, I guess. See what it does. Gonna load up. Hang tight. So while it's loading, Horizon Worlds actually shows live events sometimes too. So virtual reality concerts, so like Doja Cat, all sorts of other shows and stuff that you have. I don't know, TV shows, movie night, a lot of music, usually music concerts, that sort of thing. So you can pop in, and like I said, you can pop in on your phone or on your desktop PC too. So if you don't have a VR headset, just open up the browser and go. Release highlights, new features, shop gizmos. Oh, wow. Scene it, kick off your scene. The guided project, you'll build a rooftop world where players race across buildings by jumping between them. The challenge, connect rooftops with different objects to create bridges and fun playable scenes. Okay, so that's what the topic is. Looks like we have a list of environments on the left. Crane box colliders, different triggers, confetti, backgrounds, building, and then we have some assets down at the bottom by the look of it. Public assets. And then you have my assets where you can create your own. So if you're good with 3D software, you could probably build your own assets if you want. I am not proficient at that, so you won't catch me doing that. But I do know a lot of people do know how to build 3D objects, so it is available to you. You can go ahead and jump in and play with that if you have the expertise to do it. Let's see. Welcome to Gen AI for Horizon Worlds. Get started by trying a sample prompt or write your own. So generate an environment. Ooh. Generate using a style reference. Generate 3D models. I guess you could do your own assets that way too, I guess. Generate a sky. Generate a texture. Generate a sound effect, and generate ambient audio, and generate code and set up gameplay. So I suppose for some of the advanced stuff, you could use the Gen AI beta, which is available. This is the main reason why I sort of decided to jump in to doing this, because I knew that they had added some sort of AI to the desktop app. And I thought, oh, what the heck, I might as well play with it, live stream it or whatever, and go from there. All right. So that is there. I guess we'll touch that shortly. It says scenic kickoff. Let's hit next. Navigation, rotating the camera view. Hold. Okay, so I guess I need to put a bridge down, don't I? Where do I put the bridge down? You have elephants in here. All sorts of stuff in here. Let me go back a topic. It says, with different objects to create bridges and fun. Let's see, do we have a bridge? Great. I have to move this over a little bit. There we go. Crates, fences, fence. Building finish line, background, flag module, pigeon, object, shipping container. I could probably put a shipping container there, couldn't I? Oh. Let's generate a sky. This one's a cloudy sky. Maybe I need a sunny sky. Anime. Blue sky. So it's creating big puffy clouds on the horizon. So I guess it's generating it. And then once it's done generating, we're going to add it to basically the VR world. It'll take a while. Hope you guys like my new layouts. I built them, as you guys probably might have seen if you've been to my channel recently. The last few days, you probably saw a new profile picture and banner popped up. So once I built that, I decided to go ahead and just redo my overlay. So I've done that. It's probably a little easier on the eyes compared to the green that I had before. So hopefully you guys like it. So I spent today redoing my overlays for the live stream. All right, looks like this is set. How do I... There we go. Oh, right on. So you just hover over the thumbnail for it, and there is kind of an eyelash icon. Just click that and look at that. It's actually changed it to a blue sky. That's phenomenal. Oh, and it's changing the shadows and everything like that too. That's amazing. All right, so we did that. Where do I find a bridge? Let's see if it builds me a bridge and I can apply it somehow. Looks like that's like a cargo. Maybe I was supposed to put a crate or a cargo container there. It looks like there's a hoist crane. It doesn't look like a bridge to me. Can I click on that? Place reference. That's a crane. That's a crane. I think I need to put a bridge in there. So I've clicked the individual asset in here, like this space holder. There is a slight blue outline. You may not be able to see it, but it's there when you select it. So knowing that you've got it selected, you probably need a good eyesight. So I think they need to change that a little bit. Maybe make it yellow or something. I don't know. It slightly pulses, but it's pulsing blue, but it's very thin. Let me just, oh boy. That did not, oh, that's for sky. I need a 3D model. Let's do a 3D model. I think that's what it would be. Okay. Create a bridge. Simple as that. Let's see if it'll build a bridge for me, a 3D model bridge. Medium? Oh, it's giving me a whole whack of them. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I can put it in there. I wonder if that saves to my assets. I would assume yes. It's giving me a few. Here are a few shape options for you to start. Oh. Oh, interesting. So individual shapes. Texture this model. Oh, that's like, I don't know, a bridge similar from San Francisco. On this top one. This is kind of like, I like that one. This is like London Bridge a little bit, or like kind of a European look, or a British look, traditional look. This looks like a bridge you would find in a park. This is more of, I guess this is more like London Bridge, but I think it's more fantasy looking. Let's go with texture this one. So you choose one and you texture it. So it's generating textures. That's pretty cool. So it's gives you a basic 3D model, and then it's going to texture it for me. So I guess I really don't need to be a 3D designer or a texture expert. I didn't expect this to be in here. I thought you'd have to go into like some sort of 3D modeling software to do this, but nope. The AI will do it for me. So I suppose you don't really need to be like a super guru at building your own world. So I think that's phenomenal. So I wasn't too sure on the vertical what I would put, so I decided to make a one window at the top with full screen showing, and then more of a zoomed in screen on the second one, in case people are wondering on the vertical why there is two copies of the editor. So that's the reason why. I don't know if it looks better. The problem when you're using vertical live streaming is that it's very difficult to show all of the content. Now with a game, you can easily just get away with zooming in on a character or your tractor or your vehicle or whatever. But if you're trying to show something like this, where there's a lot of different items in the interface, doing vertical live streaming isn't really that ideal. So this was the best option that I could come up with. Let's see. Oh, I can save the model. So it's texturedized it right here. So I'm just going to save it. And, it puts it in my assets. Excellent. I think. Adding generated mesh asset bridge asset. All right. So it's saving at the moment. And then it's going to be put in there. Oh, right on. There we go. Now, how do I... Bridge asset saved. Can I dump that in there somehow? I did. Oh boy, that did not go very well. Let's see here. How do I move it? If you hold the right click or right mouse button, it will allow you to, over the window, it'll allow you to do this, by the way. So how do I move forward? Okay. Oh, yeah, there's an anchor here. I guess we gotta do that. Can I... How do I... Let's move in there. So learn about rotating the camera. Okay. Oh, that takes me to a browser. Okay. So let's just hit next. I know how to do that. Navigate shift camera view. Hold down the right mouse button and use... Oh, here we go. So you hold down the right mouse button and you use your A, S, W, D keys to move around. All right, so that's my... This is really too small. I wonder if I can delete that out. Oh, just hit select it and delete it. There we go. We'll put that back in later. Scroll with your mouse wheel to trackpad. Oh, yeah. So that... Oh, that... There we go. Oh, we're right on. Holy crow. So this is my whole world, by the way. I'm using my scroll wheel on my mouse. So in case you're wondering, looks like it's an industrial park area that I'm working in a large city with clouds. So I'm just gonna... There's a lot of scrolling involved with the mouse wheel. So I'm going to scroll in. Scroll back in. That looks like it's me over there, that little blue dude over there. See, that's me. Couldn't they have given me a better avatar? I don't know. All right. That's it next. Asset library, explore props and effects. I guess I kind of went ahead of the tutorial. Browse and ready-made assets from props to effects and drag them into your scene. So we have confetti. Can I? Don't think if that really worked. Okay, let's hit next. Asset library, add to an object. Search the tutorial cargo container. Search for tutorial cargo container. That must be up here. Crane. Box collider. There's a crate. Pigeon. Just scroll through the list here. Actually, I could probably type it in. Cargo. What? Shipping container. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I think it's been misspelled. All right. Let's drag that in there. Is that going in? It says search for tutorial cargo in the assets. Click and drag it into the scene. Then release the mouse button. I've done that. Scroll out, scroll back in. Let's just turn around here. Maybe I'm not quite... My scene was like that. Okay, let's try it again. Is it sure that it's... Oh, I can make that full screen. Assets library. Oh, it might be in here. I go back. That window is annoying. It's in the wrong spot. Console. Maybe it's in here. Oh, there's a witch. It's in the way. Oh, tutorial cargo container. There it is. Oh boy. Metaverse shipping. Right on. Okay, now we're done that. Asset, library, rotate an object. Press the E to switch to the rotate tool. Then grab the green handle to rotate the asset. Okay. Oh. This is kind of weird. It's like an up and down on the mouse to rotate it. Okay, there we go. Press the W to switch to the move tool. Use the axis handle green for up and down. Okay. Red for left, right, blue for forward and back. Position the container. All right, so we're going to zoom out a bit here. All right, so I'm holding down W. Oh. Let's go back one. Oh, it's E. Never mind. So I did that one. Let's see. W key. Use the axis handle green. Oh, I see. So I can somewhat align it. Why is it not moving? Oh, did I select the wrong object? No. Yeah, I did. So let me just move here. I gotta select this object. Oh! Zoom out. Okay. Kind of tricky trying to get used to these controls. Okay. All right. So I've got that selected. Oh, no, I don't. Not anymore. Okay. Select. All right. Hit W. And we're going to raise it up. And I'm going to straighten this out, I guess. There we go. I wonder if I'm supposed to... Oh, I think I'm supposed to get it inside that box. That's what I'm supposed to do. Okay. All right. Hold W. Oh. Oh, boy. This is janky. I wonder if I can do an undo. There is no undo. Oh my gosh. That is not good. Okay, hold down. This is why I don't do 3D work. Because I think you need to do this kind of stuff in 3D modeling programs, if I'm not mistaken. And this is why I don't do it. Okay. I mucked this up. I so did. I did. Okay, I'm deleting it. Deleting. I can... Here we go. We'll put that back in there. Alright. Now it's backwards now. It's the wrong direction. Well, let's see if we can fix it somehow. Okay, that's forward and back. It's the blue one? No. Up and down. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this one more time. Put a new one on. Let's see. It went the wrong way. No. Okay, next. Click play button above. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. Okay, green handle for up and down, red for left and right. Okay. Okay. That's bringing it forward. How do I rotate it, though? Left and right blue, forward and back. Align it to the crane rope. Adjust the height as needed so it lines up. I do need to rotate this, but it doesn't show me how. Go back. E to switch the rotate tool. Okay. Ah, there we go. It's E. Okay, there we go. And then we need to somehow I think it's blue. Oh, it's green. Let's just align this a bit better. There we go. I think. Or maybe not. The rotation tool I don't like at all. There is oh, if I can. Oh, there is a number sequence over here. Okay, let's try that. Let's set this to 3, I guess. Wrong way. Let's go to 281. 281. You don't like 281? Okay, let's do 278. I do a little bit of this in, I think, DaVinci Resolve, which is my suite for making videos, because there is some 3D stuff in there. So I do know a little bit about what I'm looking at, so I'm not a complete idiot. All right, let's go with 273. 272, maybe? 271. Trying to align it with the red dotted line is what I think. That's about it right there. All right. This needs to be moved over. Just switch rotate 2. W. So we just cozy on over there. Okay. And then we need to back this up somehow. So W. Roll out. I don't think this is really. I think I need to align it with the rope structure. So something like that, I guess. Like that. All right. We're learning here. All right. I think the ropes are connected. Oh, I do need to move. I'm going to move that a little bit that way. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, actually, it's not too fine. Okay. Move that like that. All right. Is that attached? Oh, that doesn't look very good. A little bit more. I think we got it. We've got the cargo container in the spot. All right. Good job, Kiram Gaming. All right. We hit next. It says playtest. So there's a play button up here. There we go. Woohoo! So this is what it would be like if you're playing in your web browser on desktop. You would have your avatar just like this. And you would just use your WSD key. On mobile, you would probably have to do a little bit of like pressing on the screen and stuff like that. Okay, where's my... Oh yeah, here we go. And jump is spacebar. There we go. So this is what it would be like if you're, you know, in VR. Oh, yay. Ta-da! I did it. I'm a smart person. I'm a smart cookie. All right. I wonder how I said test. When you're ready, go back to edit. Press stop and hit escape. How do you... have to hit escape, I guess? Ah, yeah. Hit escape on your keyboard. And then hit stop. There we go. I'll hit next. Hierarchy, select the spawn point. Type in spawn into the hierarchy area. So, spawn. Lobby spawn point from the result player will spawn in the position of the blue avatar facing I don't think I'm in the right area. Okay. So I probably want to spawn over here. So we're doing a parkour course, is my guess, or do I want to type in? I think I want to put it back here. Yeah, by the blue avatar. Type in spawn into the hierarchy search bar, then select lobby spawn point. Run the result. Players will spawn in the position of the blue avatar facing the way it faces. So properties, adjust player gravity. Use the player gravity. Maybe, oh, I have to hit attach script, I guess. Go previous. Facing the way it's facing. Let's just move this forward, I guess. That up. Teleport trigger, hide on, start, hide on, play sound. I think that should be fine. Use the player gravity setting to control. How heavy or floaty players feel in your scene. Higher values increase gravity, while lower values make movement lighter. So where are these gravity controls? Are they on the right? Yeah, here we are. Let's set it as 10, I guess. Let's see. That was sick. Let's keep the momentum going. Okay. I guess I can't do that. Let's set this to 5. Yeah, I can't go any higher than 9.8. So I set it to 5. Maybe we'll put it to 4. Everybody likes to jump, right? I love jumping. All right. Player speed. Play test. Let's go ahead and play test it. All right. Yeah, so you see, I'm like running on the moon. So that's what happens when you increase it. So let's see what happens if we set it to 1. Let's set it to 1, okay? Let's hit play. I'm not really noticing a gravity change, though. Oh, I'm walking slow, though. Oh, walking speed. Yeah, that's not really good, eh? All right. Let's see here. Select that. Oh, I set player speed to... Dang it. Okay. Set this back to 5. Put my speed at. Set the player gravity to 1. Alright. Let's play now. Oh boy. Look at that. So that's gravity there. Woo! I like that. Right on. Okay. You don't even need the cargo container now. Okay. Okay, we tested the scene. Hit escape to access your menu. And we'll hit stop. And we'll hit next. Generative AI, explore smart tools. Okay. I need to take a quick break, guys. I'll be right back. So, bio break for me. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, everybody. Okay, and I also grabbed myself a coffee. Should probably turn on my desk. Don't want my eyes to get too wackadoodle. Okay, so we got a cargo container. We created a spawn point. We played with the gravity setting of your avatar. And we've also played with the speed setting inadvertently. Now we're going into generative AI, which I've already sort of played with by doing the bridge and created it and saved the asset. So I guess I'm going to do another AI generated 3D model, I guess. Texture boxes, sky boxes, sound effects, and let's see, generative AI explore smart tools. You can use AI to generate 3D models, textures, sky boxes, sound effects, ambient audio, and write code to make your world interactive, like opening doors, tracking points, or triggering effects when players take action. So let's just hit next. It says your world is now saved as a draft. You'll find it under My Worlds. If you want to keep editing or start fresh, you can also choose to publish this tutorial world by clicking publish in the upper right hand corner. So let's go to keep creating. Oh yeah, so there's a publish button up here. Hold control to learn more if you need to know how. So see what publish world does. So this is what happens when you publish a world. So you can name it. So Kiram Gaming's test world. You can give it a description. So if you're used to making a YouTube video, this is pretty much self-explanatory, right? Goofing around in the virtual world. Let's see. You can add an age restriction. So if we go in here, it says, now this is very important. So you can create content that is 18 plus, okay? So just so that you're aware, you can make content that is 18 plus within reason. So violence, blood, weapons, like naked, so nudity, like naked, not completely naked, because you need to, you know, maintain some decorum in your worlds. But if you're somehow depicting something that is inappropriate or maybe questionable, not for anyone that is underage, right? So you've got that. You need to check these boxes, right? So you got violence, blood, weapons, nudity, sexual contents or themes, meaning suggestion, right? Maybe a stripper pole, right? It's just a pole, right? But you know, that's something there. You need to really use a lot of thought process on it, okay? Things that might scare people. Gambling, alcohol, tobacco or drugs, swear words, or other kind of offensive language, body humor, like burping, throwing up, or gas. Or you can choose none of the above, right? So make sure that you categorize it correctly, right? So make sure you do that because Meta is very, very strict with regards to these parameters. If you do not set it correctly, it could end up causing you some problems with the world being published properly and uploaded. So this is a virtual world. There are people going in there. There are kids going in there, right? So you're dealing with all sorts of stuff. You've got people that have different sensitivities. So you really need to be cautious when you are publishing a world and make sure you rate it correctly. If your world gets taken down, it's possible someone reported it. And that does happen quite often in Horizon worlds. I've heard a lot of people complaining, why did my world get taken down? So make sure you do that, all right? And make sure that you've got it set correctly. Either that or just don't put the stuff in your world, okay? There are all sorts of interesting things in there. There's bars in Horizon worlds and stuff. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. There's gun games, all sorts of stuff in there in Horizon worlds. So make sure that I don't want to go into too much elaboration, but you use your imagination and go from there. But make sure you set it appropriately, okay? And they do have they do have reviewers, people that literally will review your world. And if you don't have it set correct, that's going to get you in trouble, okay? So just make sure you do that. So that's that. tags. So everybody knows what tags are. If you're a content creator, you should know. Make sure you set the appropriate tags, right? So you got all sorts of ones. You got action, adventure, arcade, battle royale. Maybe it's a business. Maybe you've got, like, for instance, I have Kiram Gaming Channel, right? Maybe, which is kind of like a bit of a business, I guess you could say, right? I could select that and just have a digital world or a hangout where people come in and fiddle around with my avatar or interact with my avatar as we see fit. Card games, casual, comedy, creative design. I guess that would fit in. Dance. Yeah, there's dance clubs in here. People make dance clubs. Documentary. There's people that literally do documentaries, like history kind of stuff in here. For instance, I'm drawing a blank here. I think there's like an African American month in the United States for African Americans. And you may have stuff like Martin Luther King, worlds that are designed about the history lesson of Martin Luther King. That would probably be an example of a documentary. So just an idea. Maybe, I don't know, Abraham Lincoln, anything like that. What else? Oh, I remember one was on James Bond, the real James Bond. Apparently, that James Bond, the movies and everything, is actually based on a real person or aspects of a real person who was a spy. Not exactly like James Bond, but certain aspects of this individual's story. And there was a world put or created by someone for this individual that kind of outlined the history of that and how James Bond became what it is, and contrasting what the real history was of this actual spy. So this was dating back to, like, I don't know, World War II, I guess, essentially. So it was a documentary kind of world. You've got drama. So I guess they're like, I don't know, role playing and stuff like that. Education. There are a lot of, I think there is a group of people that teach help with autism in here. Autistic people. There's a lot of people that have disabilities that come in here to interact with people so that they don't feel different. So there is a therapeutic aspect to being in a virtual world because you don't get discriminated against as much or treated differently because everyone just sees your avatar. So there is a lot of people in here that are in the VR for a therapy based on therapy, right? Therapeutic healing. There we go, I guess, or what have you. So that is in here in Horizon Worlds. So you may have like education on autism and stuff like that. So events, that's huge. There's like music concerts in there. Sometimes people do DJing in there. Experimental, I don't know what that would be. I guess if you're like what I'm doing, playing around, experimenting. I guess you get a total of 3 tags. That's it. So make sure you choose what's best. Is it fantasy, fighting? There's boxing worlds. Flying. There's a lot of people who like flying around. You get on hang glider and fly around. Lifestyle, media and streaming. So there are some people that are exceptionally good where they can basically live stream the virtual world on YouTube. So it does happen. So people do that. And there are some channels, YouTube channels or Twitch channels, etc., where they create a media desk and they start talking about whatever's going on in Horizon Worlds, right? And they got their little avatars up there and they're talking. It's hilarious. I've seen YouTube channels like that. Music, that's for doing DJ work, news, nature, party games, platformer. I'm not sure what platformer would be. Productivity, puzzles, lots of puzzles in there, right? Racing, lots of racing worlds. Relaxation and meditation, that is huge. There are people that go in there and they will meditate inside the virtual world with their avatars using a VR headset. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, this is not just a game. It's for people to engage in different ways and have different experiences. Sometimes you've got wonderful background music playing and you've got like worlds that are developed with vibrant colors, trees, birds, that sort of thing. And you just sit there and you meditate, right? And just become part of it, I guess, of the virtual world. That's if you're wearing a VR headset. I suppose you could probably do it with your computer, but when you put the VR headset on, you're like right in there, right? Romance, there are people who, I don't know, date each other in the VR. I've heard like virtual wife or virtual husband. I don't know much about that, but it is in there. They have dating worlds. You can meet up with people and stuff like that. So that's what romance is for. RPG, role-playing games, lots of role-playing games in there. Science fiction, like I've seen Star Trek worlds, Battlestar Galactica worlds, Star Wars worlds, shooting games, shopping. There are people that will sell digital assets in there to a degree. Maybe their own business. So if they have like a personal business, like in the real world, they may be able to somehow get their merchandise to show virtually inside the world so that people can go in and look at it. So of course, you'd have to do the transaction and the purchase of the object outside of the virtual world, right? Simulation, that's self-explanatory, simulating something, right? Like, I don't know, doctor, surgery, I've seen that. Simulating running a preschool, I've seen that. That's fun for the kids, I've seen that. Social, just a hangout, like there's a comedy club in there that most people hang out and people can tell jokes up on stage and they just socialize. There's a lot of social worlds, basically. Most of the worlds created by Meta are social worlds. So, you select your different tags and you hit save. Let's see. So you can you set your tags. There's only 3 of them. You want to set your availability so you can have it all mobile, which means mobile, web, or VR. Web is meaning on a tablet, your computer, what have you. You access Horizon Worlds through your web browser. Mobile is downloading the Meta app and accessing it that way, or VR. You can do VR only, or you can do mobile and web only. That's kind of interesting. I didn't expect that they would ever do that. So I think your best bet is to set it for everyone, right? If you want everyone to access it, especially if you've got friends that or people that don't have a VR headset, you probably might want to set it to all, right? Your advanced settings, default in World Shop headset only. Automatically display all purchasable in-world items in the default shop. Disable to use your own custom shop instead. So if you customize your own shop, you can do that. But if you have a shop and you want to sell virtual items, you can in there. That's a way of monetizing, I guess. In-world inventory items automatically display all in-world items within their own tab in the default inventory. Disable to hide and use your own custom inventory instead. So as a player or a user exploring worlds and someone visits your world, they can get an inventory item, whether that's an outfit or an emoji or something like that. Ways to interact with other people. They can take it out and add it to their avatar and interact with other people using those items. Mute Assist, detect loud sounds and profanity to help users mute others quickly. So I would probably turn this on so that people can have a bit of control over whatever is being said inside the virtual world, right? It just goes there. Basically, it just mutes out those worlds. The AI detects someone saying something that they shouldn't, like the F word or, I don't know, any other creative swear words that you can think of. It will mute it out so that other people cannot hear it, right? And that's a preference. So let's say I'm a kid, right? By default, they would have protections on the account if they are like under 18, right? Automatically, if their account is set up as underage, right? The mute assistance will automatically mute it out, essentially. But if you're an adult and you don't want to hear gutter trash, you can turn that feature on inside your settings when you're in the virtual world. Just a light description of what I'm trying to tell you. Visible to public. So you can set your world to be visible to the public, or you can keep it as a private world. So obviously, if you want everyone to visit, you can set it to public. Beta label. Enable this option if you'd like to add a beta label to your world. So if you're just testing it out, right? You don't want people to get mad at you, right? Your probably best bet is to set it as a beta. So if you're a video game player, like Farming Simulator or Dune Awakening, these are titles that I play, right? A lot of people get all cranky. How come the graphics are all crappy? Why am I seeing artifacts in my Farming Simulator? Right? That's one of the issues we had in the early release of last year, Farming Simulator 25, right? And we'll get mad. Why don't they test this stuff, right? Right? And everybody's been in there complaining about video games. Yeah, Dune Awakening, same thing. So many issues with Dune Awakening since the release, right? Where things aren't working very well. People are finding ways to cheat, and you complain about it. You say, this isn't fair, right? You will get that in Horizon Worlds. So if your world is not perfect and you know it's crap, set it to a beta label so that the people know it's a beta and you will not get bashed as much, okay? There you go. So use the beta label so that people know it's a test. Good job, right? Members only world. So let's for instance, me, I'm Kiram Gaming. I've got a community, right? And I've got my community. I just want to hang out with my subscribers, right? I can set it as a members only world, right? So that only my subscribers on YouTube or Kick or Twitch can interact with me, come in and hang out with me in my virtual world and have a one-on-one conversation, which can happen because you can activate your microphone when you're in these worlds, right? So make sure, that's another thing I'll mention. If you do go into these worlds, make sure that you don't got anything going on in the background, because if you got a TV going or music going, it's all going to filter in, right? If you got your mom and dad in the background yelling and screaming at you, you probably don't want that filtering into the virtual world. Or if you're an adult and you've got kids running around in the background, or maybe your wife is yelling at you, you do not want that being filtered into the virtual world. There is ways to mute, of course. So mute your mic if you can't control it, right? But anyways, members world, you can go in and you can talk with people if you have a microphone. You can do that on your phone. You can do that with your PC. I don't know if tablets have microphones, but if they do, I don't have a tablet, so I don't know. But there's a microphone on your tablet and you're accessing Horizon Worlds that way. That's an option too. So just keep that in mind. So probably make it a members only world, right? So you check that on. Moderator presence required. People can only enter your world while you or a moderator are present. So just like a YouTube channel, you're going to have moderators, right? That are going to be in your world moderating for you, right? Looking after it. Maybe you got a day job. You're going to go, I don't know, serve some hamburgers at McDonald's. I don't know. Whatever your job is. Or for Farm Sim, you are a farmer and you're doing you work 10-hour days, right? You're out on your tractor every day, you know, plowing the fields, feeding the cows, etc., right? And you don't have time to moderate your own world, but you want to keep it public. You can have moderators look after your world, literally, right? So moderator presence required. The world will only be accessible when a moderator is present in the world. So I don't know, I've got the 3Js as a moderator, I've got Argsy Gaming as a moderator, and a list of other moderators from YouTube. If they do come online and they jump into Horizon Worlds and they go to my world that's published and they are set as a moderator, the world will show up and people can go in and join. As soon as Argsy Gaming leaves the world goes down and everybody gets booted out. So that's what it means. So if you want it to be managed by moderators and only up with moderators, you can do that. If you got it off, obviously that means anyone can go in there and do whatever the heck they want in there. Now, Meta also has their own moderation team. They have their AI moderation as well and a whole whack of other things. So even if people go in your world and misbehave, there are, well, Meta's moderators that will be active, right? So they if someone gets reported in the virtual world, Meta is going to go in there. So if you go in as a player, you can report another player and their actions will be observed, right? So you could leave the setting off and not have moderators present and still allow people to go into your world, do what they want to do. But there is still Meta's moderation policy and all of the tools that they have that are still active in the world. So if something does go wrong and two players don't get along and they're just, you know, one person's getting bullied in the world, that person that's getting bullied can report the other users. And of course, Meta has a whole health and safety system that's built in there to protect players, so it would be defaulted over to them. So just kind of an idea. There's I think about a 50-page documentation read on how the whole moderation system works. You guys can read that at your leisure if you ever jump into it. But if you want more control, like I said, where you just want it up while your personal moderators are there, you would just turn that on, or when you're on. Optimized for web and mobile indicates that this world has been tested to consider the experience of users or mobile. So you can do that. Let's turn that on. World options. So this also, under world options, there's like a little eye. So you can go in here. This will actually outline everything that I have said. So world rating. So the name is the world name. Uninformative or misleading about the world content. So you want to make sure that it's accurate. Description is the description missing or uninformative about the world content. World rating. World ratings help other people understand what to expect in your world. There are 3 different world ratings. There's 10 and older, so you need to be 10 and older to access Horizon Worlds. There's 13 plus, so you're 13 years of age and older, and 18 plus. Choose a world rating, can be confusing. Our quick survey helps you get the right rating for your world, so you can find the best audience. Mute Assist, I kind of outlined that. It says you can turn on Mute Assist in your world to detect loud sounds, profanity, and offensive language. When these things are detected, your visitors will get alerted so they can mute people more quickly. When Mute Assist is on, everyone's microphone audio will be reviewed. Visitors who don't want their audio reviewed can turn off their microphone or start a closed session. They can also adjust how sensitive Mute Assist is for their settings. Device support. Description for device support and which device to use or world will be available through, which I explained. VR headset, desktop through web, or your mobile phone. Members only world, only people who are members of this world can access it. This can't be changed. This can't be changed later. If this world is hidden, it can't be made visible later. So I guess you need to be aware of that. So if you're going to do a members only world, make sure you're aware of that one option, that if you got it on, you cannot make it public later. So just keep that in mind. Fill in required fields to publish. What am I missing? Oh, I guess this is none of the above. Who is your world's intended restricted audience? Who is your world's intended audience? Your selection may impact who can find and visit your world, no matter what rating you receive. General audience, anyone with access to your world's rating can see your world. Then there's the restricted audience. This option ensures that you receive an age of 18 plus world rating. Only people ages 18 and above can find your world. So now, something to take into note, there are a lot of kids that go in here, and if you don't want kids coming into your world, I mean, maybe you just want it, a social hangout for adults, set it to 18 and older. Even if you're not, like, it doesn't even have to be that your world is showing anything inappropriate. Maybe you just want a social hangout for adults, because you have to take into consideration that know your audience, right? If you've got a bunch of adults who are not interested in listening to screaming kids running all over the place in a virtual world, saying whatever the heck they want, restrict the audience to 18 and older, okay? These are things you need to think about if you are going to build a world, right? If you set it as general audience, anyone can go in there. So you may get someone that's 10 years of age going in there, you need to know whether or not your audience or the people that are going into your world. So, like for instance, if I had a Kiram gaming world, what I would probably do is a review of how many people actually watch my YouTube channel, right? And go in and try to figure out, okay, do I have a lot of adults that watch me on YouTube? If the answer is yes, I'm probably going to put the restriction on of 18 and older, right? However, if I have a bunch of people that are, underage, or maybe I do have some in maybe, I think even early 20s, people may not want anyone that's 10 years of age going in there, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, know your audience. If it's a game you're building, go ahead. But if it's a social hangout, you may want to consider putting the restriction on to keep those little whippersnappers out of your virtual world. Because you're gonna piss off your people, right, that are going in there or whatever you're trying to build. So think of that. Okay. All right. Says your world is rated 18 plus, so I'm gonna set that as 18 plus. Because I do have a lot of, people that are 18 and older that watch my farming simulator channel. I do have some people that are under 18 that watch my content, but not nearly as much. So I'm going to set it as 18 plus. I'm not publishing this, but I'm just playing around. Okay, so hit OK. What else do I got here? Do I have my tag select? Yeah. Comfort rating. Now this is very important. So I already said availability required, all mobile, web, VR. So I'll set there, right? Comfort rating. Now, when you're thinking about this, not more or less along the lines of what I've been describing to you before, where you're talking about people going in there and acting like idiots, right? Or your world showing content that's different, right? Showing in, violence or sexual stuff. It has nothing to do with that. What this is VR comfort. So if you are building a parkour course, there's a lot of jumping. People are going to get motion sickness from jumping. So you really need to figure out where your world fits. Maybe you got a lot of bright flashing lights in the world. That could be disorientating for, I've seen some psychedelic worlds where you've got like large spiral stuff spinning around through the air, and you've got all these bright lights flashing all over the place and stuff like that. I would probably set something like that to intense. Though you may be fine with it. Maybe you are very comfortable in VR, but there are some, you need to put your mindset into thinking how other people are going to feel when they go in there if they're not experienced with VR. It can be very disorientating when you go into VR for the very first time. You can get VR sickness and stuff like that. So you really need to think about that. So you need to think about what you're doing in the world. So if it's a parkour course, that requires a lot of jumping up and down, moving left and right, and all of that stuff. That can be very disorientating for people for the very first time. So you need to think about that. Now, my world is a kind of a parkour course in the background, as you can see a little bit. Very light jumping. But I guess you could probably set that as intense if there was a lot more stuff in there to jump. The other thing, like I said, visualization in there, flashing lights and stuff like that. Is there a lot of brightness in there? Is there a lot of audio playing and stuff like that? Anything that really stimulates a person's visuals and audio. If that's happening, you might want to set it to intense, right? So for me, I think my world's more or less moderate. So that's intense. Moderate would probably be like maybe like my world. It's there's not a lot of bright colors, there's not a lot of flashing going on in my world. There's just a box you have to jump, so there's a little bit of moderate jumping involved. So I would probably set this as moderate. Comfortable, you've got like maybe a living room setting, and you're just a very light social hangout with no jumping, no flashing lights, no nothing. Just my world that I have here without the jumping aspect in there. I would probably set that to comfortable. So just to give you an idea of what comfort rating is all about. Okay, and once you've got all that, you can publish it. If you publish it, it's going to go all the way up onto the meta servers, and people are going to be able to access it. I'm not going to publish this because I don't really want it to go up there, and I really don't got anything made. So you can, let's say I want to work on it later. In this case, I'm just going to hit save for later. So update world details, your world details, example name, description, rating will be updated. If the world is published, the changes will be viewable based on your world visibility settings. So we'll hit update, and there you go. So if it had been published, it would be up there, and then you could probably go in there and play around and search it out. So hopefully that will cover at least some idea of what you need to do with regards to publishing the world for you guys. All right, man, I did a lot of talking. I need to take a sip here. Throat's getting dried out. I need to hydrate. A little bit of coffee. Throw that in there. Let's go ahead and try creating something else, another 3D object. I want to create, as you guys know, I play a lot of Farming Simulator. I live stream it. Well, let's see what it does if I create a tractor. I like case tractors. Let's try that. Create a case quad track. Quad track? Did I spell that right? Case tractor. Let's see what it does if it creates a 3D model for me. So it's generating. It's going to give me like 4 options. And for anyone from my Dune Awakening audience, I'll try to generate some sort of 3D model of something, or from Dune. Maybe I'll type in, see if it'll make an ornithopter. I don't know. And then for World, I'll do one for World of Warcraft too, because I'm curious to see if it'll do like a World of Warcraft character of some sorts, or I don't know. So let's just wait till this generates my case tractor. See if it happens or not. It's at 99% generating. Oh boy. Mesh Gen 1.1. Oh, you got different meshes. I might try different mesh as well. It's taking a while. Let's see. Mesh Gen 1.1. Okay, so that's the older mesh. And then you've got 1.1. Not sure why it's taking forever. Oh, okay, there's a tractor. Ah, interesting. I don't know if that looks like a case tractor or not. It doesn't. Sorta, I don't know. We'll have to texturize it. It's trying to do the next model next. This one looks a bit more like a case tractor, I guess. Like, so that one, I might go with this one. I don't know about this first one. Looks like a large distance there for the tractor. I'm really impressed with the 3D modeling. I didn't expect that. I was expecting like maybe more of a boxy looking kind of tractor. This one is kind of impressive here. I'm gonna texturalize that. Oh, here we go. This looks like a Voltra though, not really a case, just based on the front of this. Doesn't look. A Voltra? Looks like a Voltra, one of the new Voltras, not a case tractor. We'll find out. We'll texture that one. This looks like Kloss. The front of it looks kind of like a quad track, but the back of it looks like one of the Kloss tractors. So, I don't know. This one I'm not going to texture. This does not look like a tractor to me. So you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, if this falls into one of the into one of the farming simulator tractors, but to me, I don't think that looks like a farming simulator tractor. We're going to texture the last three. So I'm going to texture that model. And we'll texture this one. I'm not sure if I can do one, if I have to do, and we'll texture that one. That's, oh, I guess I gotta wait. It's gonna do one at a time, I guess, so we'll do this one first. That's gonna take a while, so if you're doing anything with AI, like if you do image AI, images for AI, videos for AI, all of you must have experienced the generating wait time sometimes. I think this is a little longer than doing an image. It's probably more equivalent to maybe doing a video, probably. Oh, it's doing the other ones too. Maybe I'm doing too many at the same time. I don't know. It might only do 2 at a time. Yeah, we'll just do the 2. And then we'll do the third one after these ones are done, and then we'll just review. And these get saved to your assets. So my assets. So it'll be interesting. And then, like I said, I will do a 3D modeling of, maybe I'll try an ornithopter. That's very complex from Dune Awakening. I don't know if it'll even know what an ornithopter is. It'll be kind of interesting. Tractor's pretty easy, right? But I'm going to try an ornithopter because it's unconventional. Okay, that's interesting model. Yeah, like I said, ornithopter is unconventional. It would have to try to figure out what an ornithopter is. Like, I'm wondering, does it go out on the internet and figure out what an ornithopter is? So that's why I'm going to try to do an ornithopter as well from Dune Awakening. And we'll see if that works. That way we know how far the AI can go. Does it just use generic key phrases of what it knows that Meta provides? Like a tractor's probably pretty self-explanatory, but ornithopter probably not as transparent. So so there we got that tractor there, we got that tractor, we got one more tractor. This one probably will be bit better. Let's see what this one looks like. I have to generate that. But it went red. It knows case is red. I wonder if I put in John Deere, would it make a green tractor? So I can say this model. It kind of looks like I said, a Kloss tractor, to tell you the truth. So save that one. We'll save that one. And this one's still generating. So there you go. Hopefully I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still there. I'm alive. So I'm winging this, by the way. So if you're just joining me on the live stream, welcome. Please hit the like button and subscribe. All that good stuff. It makes that. Oh, wait. Let's see if this works. Does this work? Oh, that button does not work. Haha, there we go. Hit like, everybody. Oh, I've only got it on one of the live streams. I don't have it on the vertical. I have it on the horizontal. So yeah, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. I'll have to get that added over to the vertical, I guess. So guys on horizontal got to see the flying thumb up animation that went across the screen. That's what you would have seen if you're on vertical, but I don't have it set up on vertical yet. But yeah, hit subscribe, hit like, share the video out if you know anyone else that might be interested in this sort of walkthrough, I guess, or play session with the Meta World Desktop Editor for Meta Horizon Worlds, which is a virtual world that you can access in a VR headset and on your cell phone and through a web browser on your computer or tablet. All right, so we got that done. Let's say that model. I'm going to try to drag these models into the VR world and see what it looks like. Let's see if we can put... Oh, it looks like a very small tractor, eh? We'll put that there. That there. That's awesome. Wow. Oh, wait, that's the same tractor, is it? Oh, wait, I didn't grab that one. So I'll delete this one. Okay, that one looks like a case tractor, that one. We'll drag that one in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's hit play. All right. Oh, right on. Look at that. That's freaking awesome. Okay, I love that. That looks great. So, yeah, this one here probably looks more like, well, it kind of looks like a Kubota a little bit, to tell you the truth, but it's probably the closest that you're gonna get to a Kloss tractor. I still think Giants probably has a better 3D model mesh than what Meta's AI mesh can provide. Here's another one. Oh, that's kind of cool. But I'm surprised at the amount of detail. I was expecting like something more blocky. This looks like more like the quad track front of the case tractor. So I suppose you could make a quad track if you wanted to. Oh, and it even has case on the side. Tractor. This tractor. So there you go. You got your case tractors in there. Yay! Woohoo! Oh yeah. While you're in here, like if you're playing on your whatever you call it, if you're accessing it from your web browser on a computer, all of the controls are the same. So you've got tab, escape, you got your V will mute you. So that's how you do it on your browser. You hit V on your keyboard. Tab, let's hit tab. Which button is that? Is it this one? I'm not sure. Actually, let's try B. I can't use the emotes in here. Okay, so I guess you're limited that way. But yeah, if you're, I can't show you. I'd have to access it inside a browser to show all of these settings. But tab is your menu of how you would navigate the world. I probably even the escape key. Muting your microphone is the V button. And B button is emojis. You have animated thumbs up and all sorts of magical stuff that comes out of your avatar when you hit that stuff. So it doesn't seem to work in World Desktop Editor. So we're out on that. But yeah, I wish I could have shown that, but oh well. Can't do that. But yeah, so if I wanted to make a farming simulator, virtual world, and I want case tractors in there, well, there we go. I got 3 tractors. I'm actually quite surprised at how well it turned out. Okay, let's do something more complex. Let's try an ornithopter from Dune Awakening. So I just hit the stop button way up at the top. So I'm going to go in the prompt and I'm going to say create an ornithopter from Dune Awakening. And we'll see if it can do it. I don't know. It may say, I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. It's trying to generate something. We'll see. I'll be surprised if it does something somewhat comparable to a Dune Awakening ornithopter. Because I have no clue if it'll do it. So this is kind of cool. Oh boy, no. Nope. It is, at least it knows it's a flying object. But those first 2 fail. It's a plane. There's a jet. Confirm the shapes that you'd like to see textured. I don't know. So Sim Guy is trying to call me on Discord. I'm in the middle of a live stream. If you're watching my live stream, I'm not going to answer. Anyways, so yeah, we've got airplanes. Hopefully that's not coming through. Nope, it's not. So we got our airplanes going. We've got, I don't know what the heck this is, but we have a jet. So it doesn't really have an idea what an ornithopter is. It has a rough idea. It knows that it needs to fly at least. So, let me try one more description. Create. An ornithopter from Dune. Just Dune, because Dune has been around, like it was originally a book, I think, created like in the 1950s? Or maybe even earlier than that. Anyways, a set of books quite a while ago by an author called Frank Herbert. And then it was made into a movie. Might be actually before the 50s. Might be even older. Probably, definitely older than me, because I was born in the 80s. So, there you go. Whoops, I just let my age go. Oops. Anyways, let's hit enter. See what it comes up with. I don't think it will. I think it's just going to give me some more airplanes. But I'll just do something very basic as Dune, because Dune Awakening is a new video game that has come out. Came out, I think, before the summer. So it probably doesn't have a clue. So what the heck is Dune Awakening? But it might know Dune. So we'll try it. See, I don't. Yeah, it's just going to be airplanes. Very weird airplanes. That's probably as close as we're going to get to an ornithopter, because there's multiple wings that flap, but some sort of jet. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's texture a few of these. So we'll texture the jet. We'll texture this one. And so yeah, I guess it's limited on accessing the internet, is my guess. Because if it had accessed the internet, I'm pretty sure it would have known, oh, well, I need to make an ornithopter. I'll probably reference some of the images somewhere online, right? There's tons of images, so. But it at least knows that it's something that flies, right? So we'll just let it go. Oh, there's an error. Cube map file not found. So we'll do that. Then we'll do one for World of Warcraft. Try that next. But yeah, this is like crazy. I'm telling you, I'm amazed. The fact that you can do these different mesh models. In here. And who knows? You know, if you're in my community and you do decide to take on designing a lot of virtual worlds and monetizing them and stuff like that, feel free to share them with me. Let me know. And I will. I don't have a VR headset, so don't ask me to go to a virtual reality world only. Make sure that it's set to like, I don't know, to web or mobile. I should be able to access it that way. And I can take a peek around and jump around. I sometimes jump around in VR, explore. So, a little bit of fun. I'm very, like I said, vanilla with building worlds, so I'm aware of what's available, the tools, and sort of the parameters and stuff like that, but that's about it. But I'm at a limited capacity, especially even when it comes to scripting. So this is just like my first shot at the editor. Most of my knowledge that I've shared so far within the live stream is just using common sense and just testing it out. My knowledge on Horizon Worlds and stuff is from my user interactions in there by using it, and also understanding the rules of Horizon Worlds. So just like any video game you play, right, you get to know the rules. So I'm very vanilla and generic when it comes to world building. But if you need help building worlds, while you're in there, just ask people. There are a ton of people that are really proficient at world building. Some of them have been building worlds since Horizon Worlds was made available, probably almost a decade ago. So, since I want to say when I think the Quest 1 came out, which is quite a while. Feels like it was just yesterday, but it's been a while. So it's I would probably say it's been about a decade now. I think maybe a little longer since it's been around, but not many people knew about it or know about it unless you were using a VR headset. But people can access it, like I said, other ways now, right? Phone and on the computer. All right, so we got our modeling done. Let's just save these and then I'll put them out. Seems to like the color yellow for some reason. 3D model. Apple, 1K, 4K. A car, a house. Try count less than 15K. You can download source files as well. So just keep that in mind. All right, well, let's put these in here. I'll put that there. We'll put that there. Put this jet in there. These almost look like paper airplanes, to tell you the truth. Maybe that's sort of what they're using. Let's see. Each object says reflective, cast, collidable. You can use gameplay tags on it too. Physics, audio, stone, wood, ceramic. Maybe we'll do ceramic. Navigation, locomotion you can enable. Immobility, velocity. Anyone can grab it. Avatar attack. Oh yeah, I might be able to make it fly like a paper airplane. Yeah, I adjusted that. Attach script. Airplane. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Keep ownership on collision? No, I don't want that. Attach script. Call it airplane. Compiling script. I don't know if that's what it's doing. I don't know if I had to do that though. Maybe it's just generic to the object. Okay, let's hit play. I'm not sure if I can. I'm probably limited on what I can do. I guess I can't pick it up and throw it. But these are my planes. They look like paper airplanes. And I have seen people put paper airplanes in to VR and throw them. So there we go. Woohoo! Fly! Oh. Boom. Yay. Confetti, everybody. All right. I guess I can't, that's too bad. I was hoping that I could pick up the object, but I can't. All right, that's, unless I scripted it wrong, that's possible. Let's grab that. Airplane. Motion, animated, animation play. Oop. Loop. It's animation stuff. Okay. Immobility. Prevents this agent from moving at all. No. Physical surface snapping. Animate group. Keep ownership on collision. Avatar attach. What's this do? Anchor or sticky? Stick to head or torso. Oh yeah, I guess if you're creating like an outfit, because you can make outfits for your avatar, right? Like armor, interactive armor and stuff. So that's probably what that means. Okay, switch that off. Okay, let's try a World of Warcraft 3D object. World of Warcraft shield. Let's see what we get for shields. World Sim, toggle World Sim. I should probably try that button in a moment. We'll try that button. Wonder if it'll load something different. Like, I don't know. Simulate the world for me. Try that out. The tutorial doesn't cover that. There's a lot of stuff not covered by the tutorial, obviously. But there is other tutorials on the main screen, so it could be in there. So, who knows? I'll just let these render in. Oh, we have a shield. What is a shield? Oh, that's pretty impressive. We'll have to see what the texturing does. Another one. We'll texture all of them. Alright, let's texture that one, texture that one, texture that one, texture that one. But yeah, so if this is like something that you're wanting to do, maybe you want to jump into game design or 3D modeling down the road, but you don't want to be overwhelmed. Or you want to create a virtual hangout world. Maybe you want to monetize your world and make money from it, and you're really good at 3D modeling. This could be an option for you. You might want to consider it. The possibilities are endless pretty much. So, but I would probably say before you jump into doing the editor stuff, go into Horizon Worlds and hang out and experience the community, because there is like millions of people that access Horizon Worlds. So it's like basically YouTube in a virtual environment, and you can interact with people, experience it, and get a feel. I'm showing you guys the editor which is limited, right, to just building. But to really grasp and understand Horizon Worlds, you have to go in there and hang out. And it's going to be right in your face when you get in there. There's a bit of a tutorial that you go through first. But like I said, if you see another avatar in there, it's another person. So just be aware of that. I've been in there in the VR world and people are like, "Are you real?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am real." "Oh my god, you're freaking real. This is insane." And then they're talking to their friends and family, say, "Dude, there's a guy in here that's an avatar and he's talking to me," and all that. It's crazy. So, yeah, just be aware that when you go in there, I think there's a bit of a tutorial in the beginning, slightly like a beginning world. But once you get past that, you are like in the wild jungle. You're not in the safety zones anymore. You'll run into people and you'll be like, "Oh my god, look at that," right? And people just have hangout and they just have conversations. You watch movies together. I mean, it's just crazy. So yeah, experience it first before you start building. You can get inspired by some of the stuff that people build. You can talk with people. Some people have been in there forever, right? They live their whole life in VR. So, yeah, it's something different. Is all that I can say on the whole matter. Okay, let's see how these shields turned out. I've only got 2 that are textured. I got that one. So yeah, just go in there and experience it. That's all that I can say. So I don't know what else to say about it. It's still loading here slowly. Okay, let's see how my shields turned out. That's kind of cube mapping file issue. Scroll down. It only made 2 shields. What happened to the other 2? Hey, I guess I went too quick. So I've only got 2 shields made. Oh well. So there, maybe you might want to do like a 1 item at a time. Like if you're like, it doesn't seem to let me redo them. So it only generated 2. So just be aware of that. Maybe do a couple of items at a time. Yeah, let's put this shield in here. Put this right here. Put that there. Okay, and we'll hit play. So we've got handles. Oh, that's interesting. You don't see that in the... Oh, that's the same shield. My bad. It stopped. We need to put this one in. We'll delete this one. So you just left click it and hit delete. Oop, no, that deleted that one. I'm gonna delete some of these airplanes. Oop. Can I edit undo? Oh, I don't have an undo button? I think I deleted my building. What's this button do? Oops, I deleted my building. That's not good. I guess you don't have an undo button. Auto start simulation, UI safety zone overlay, preview action. Ow. Shut down server, return. I don't think I have an undo button. Okay. I would have thought available asset updates. Oh wait, what about this button? Reset world simulation. Nope. Wow. Okay, so don't be very careful if you're deleting stuff. Or maybe it's still there. I think I might have just deleted the roof. I guess we'll find out. Let me hit play. Yeah, I... You don't do this in your world, okay? This could get you into trouble. Do not set up your spawn where you're gonna have your people constantly dropping, okay? Don't do stupid things in your world because you're gonna get in trouble. So I'm just gonna say that to you guys, all right? I didn't even think about this. Don't put in mechanics where you put people in boxes and all sorts of stuff. You're just gonna piss off people and you're probably going to get your world reported. So don't do it. All right, just don't do it. And I cannot revert that. That's pretty bad. Can I move this dude? Guess I can move him over here, I guess. Now let's put him over here. Okay, let's see if I respawn over there. Perfect. That works out great. All right, that should allow me to continue without a roof on my building. Okay. All right, let's hit stop on this and we're going to put that other shield in. Yeah, I'll move over here. Gosh darn it, eh? That's too bad. All right, let's put that shield there. All right, we'll hit play. Oh, that's the other shield. So, well, there you go. So you can do assets and stuff like that. That gives you a rough idea. You can organize your, like I said, these are assets that stick with you in here. So if you create another world, you can go ahead and pop these into other worlds if you want to. There's scripts. Like I said, I'm not big on scripts. Looks like NPC debugger. So if you start building NPCs and they're non-player characters, there's performance tab. Open a trace, I guess. I guess that goes off of my file. So I'm not too sure about that, but I guess you can test your performance if you want to, etc. Sim world off. Let's see what that does. Let's do, that's off. That's on. Oh, okay, let me hit on, off. Let's hit play on that. See if that does anything. Sim world. Okay, so if you need, that's interesting. You can, by doing world sim, some of the items for the tutorial will disappear and show up. So queue points and stuff like that. Switch to VR. Let's see what that does. I don't have a VR headset, so can't do that. We'll collapse some of the menus. Yeah, it's too bad I destroyed that roof. Oh well. Got a water tower over here. Let's see if there's any other options that we can play with. Let's hit stop. Let's see what system has. Quests. Yeah, so if you want to create a quest, you can, like certain goals or things that you need to do in the world, you can do that. Leaderboard, you can put one of those in. Usually a lot of games will have leaderboards to score points, and it'll show a list of every player that goes there and does something and earns points will show up. Creates a bit of competition. Variable groups. Navigation. Create navigation profiles here. Then use scripts to add pathfinding to your world. So like maybe signs and stuff. Q-tips to tell people what they need to do, or to help them out. Those are certain things you need to think about when you're designing a world. You need to educate people on the mechanics so that they know what to do when they're in there. You can create a sign, an introduction sign saying welcome to my fabulous world. You can create a rules sign, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this, and amazed by what you can do. I think this is a witch. Put that there. Put some of these assets in here. And these are all assets made by other creators inside of Horizon Worlds. Like it says Andrea. There's a room. Justin looks like he made a lot of different assets in here. Here's a Halloween skull. Halloween's coming up, so I guess a lot of the Halloween stuff is showing up. That's kind of interesting. I'll put a bunch of them in here. Oh, there's a truck in here. I'm not sure if Juan's watching my live stream, but I'll put a truck in there for him. Christmas stuff, records, a dragon in there, a Shiba dog, scrolling. Let me type in Star Trek. Nope, nothing for Star Trek. Star Wars. There's a hover bike. Put that in there. That's got scripts added to it too. Okay, let's hit play. You got the dragon. You have the ghost. There's the Mona Lisa. There's the... Oh, well, that's not really a truck. Well, it is a truck, but not the type of truck that Juan would drive. There's a Shiba dog. Pumpkin. There's a witch. So yeah, just play around with it. Just look up like Horizon Worlds. You can go start from there. Make sure you've got a Meta account or a Horizon Worlds account. And you can type in Horizon Worlds desktop editor if you want to play around the desktop editor. It's all online. I think that's going to conclude my live stream. Kind of fiddling around with it. I was kind of curious. I haven't touched the editor before this live stream, so I had it installed on my desktop for a while. I think for the past week, but I never played with it. And I was just gonna play with it on my own, and then I thought, what the heck? I'll just live stream it in case people are wondering, because I do talk about these kind of things on my live streams, and it probably goes over people's heads. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Or I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, but yay, thumbs up. Good for you, Kiram. Right? but hopefully this gives you an insight. And like I said, this is another content creation approach. So if you don't want to do YouTube videos, you don't want to do music, you don't want to do any of that other common content, you can create a virtual world and monetize it, and you can do it with Meta's Horizon Worlds. You can create a hangout world to support your YouTube channel. Maybe you are interested in getting into game development or maybe 3D modeling, but you're overwhelmed with some of the aspects of it. You could probably jump in here and just sort of lightly play with it and see if it works for you. Granted, 3D modeling and doing game development is probably at a higher spectrum than what I just demonstrated, but at least if you want something that you can fiddle around with and, you know, test out to see if it's fun for you or enjoyable, you can do that too. So hopefully that works out for you. I'm going to end the live stream. It's 2:30 in the morning here. So, and I'm going to end it here. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share this out. If you know anyone that might be remotely interested in this, just share the live stream out with someone. And you guys have a fantastic day or morning, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.